WVEC TV, Hampton.
Here we go.
This is Jim Kincaid, ABC News.
The average migrant on the Eastern Shore makes $10 a day, but the most powerful crew chief on the shore is Beaver Campbell. It's rumored he makes $100,000 a year.
Some of you would have put it a year, I might get back 7,000.
That's all you make?
That's right, that's all.
How do crew leaders do it? By establishing an economic stranglehold on workers, including dealing in drugs, prostitution, and violence. One step up from slavery, the lead story on Focus, Saturday at 6:30.
13 WVEC Television. Focus is brought to you in part by the Daily Press and Times Herald, serving the peninsula and other great communities.
Our first report centers on migrants on the Eastern Shore. Crew chiefs there have devised an economic system that is quite literally one step up from slavery. Migrants on the Eastern Shore are as natural to that area as bathers are to Virginia Beach. Each year, thousands come to pick crops and hopefully make some money. While they do pick crops, they don't make much money. And what they do make usually winds up in the pocket of the man that brought them here, the crew chief. Migrants are a separate society in America, and that society is closed to all outsiders. It has to be, because on the shore and in other migrant areas around the country, there's evidence of violence, extortion, kidnapping, and prostitution, along with various other crimes the crew leaders want to keep hidden. This year, crew leaders brought nearly 5,000 migrants to the Eastern Shore. Usually their numbers are much greater, but the drought brought fewer crops and the need for fewer workers.
It is here that the migrants make their money. The more they pick, the more they make, and the hotter it gets.
There's an elaborate bookkeeping system to monitor wages, and just as elaborate a system devised by crew chiefs for getting their money back.
Yeah, you kill him like that.
But ain't nothing happening to do, so I don't make it.
He probably want to skin. Skin is how it is.
A rising dust cloud at the far end of the field signals good news to a migrant. It means another truck is approaching, ready to be filled with tomatoes. As the truck approaches and rolls to a stop, it's like Macy's at a 50% off sale. There's a mad crush to unload the plastic pails of red ripes. Each pail represents 20 cents in wages to a migrant, and it means 10 cents to the crew leader, who takes his cut off the top.
Take your bucket, take your bucket.
Once the pail is emptied, the migrant carries a card to a tallier. For every pail unloaded, he'll punch a hole in the card. A full card means the migrant makes $24. Very few leave the field with a fully punched card. Most make $10 to $12 a day. While a truck like this one means hours of backbreaking work for a migrant, it is pure gold for the crew chief. He is the man who has brought the migrants here. He provides the food and the shelter, and he makes the money. This truck holds 10 tons of tomatoes. It takes about 1,000 pails to fill it. With the crew chief taking 10 cents for each pail, he stands to make $100 on this truck alone. Multiply that by 10 trucks that may be filled on any given day, and the crew chief's pay for 1 day of work by his crew is $1,000. Not bad money for someone who doesn't pick or even go into the fields. How does he do it? By a reign of terror. He may win the position of crew chief by force or may inherit it. Once in charge, he establishes a chain of command to make sure his orders are carried out, and that his workers stay in line. In fact, each crew chief has a goon squad of enforcers to keep the peace and the profits rolling in.
When the migrants have absolutely no other place to go, they come here to Lakeside Homes, a converted motel that's funded primarily by federal money. They provide emergency shelter and health care facilities, and once a week the migrants get together with a psychologist to talk out their problems.
I'm Sarah Rayner. I'm the case manager here. I think you've run the gamut of the people that come out of the migrant stream. Some of you have come off the stream rather in a very bad way, with a lot of physical violence involved.
These migrants are all trying to overcome bad experiences, a result of life on a migrant camp. The thing to remember is, all life in the camp is controlled by the crew chief. Nothing goes on in his camp that he's not aware of. Nothing goes on without his approval.
Because I had to stay in a room with about 4 other guys.
From guys?
Yeah. And in the women's bathroom, there was a man and a woman living in it. I was pregnant at the time, carrying her. So I had to either go, there's some trailers separate from the camp. I had to either go over to the trailers or chance it and go into the women's bathroom. And the living conditions was poor there. The rooms were filthy and everything else, and I wouldn't even put a baby in that camp.
Well, I was kept more or less a prisoner on one of them. I won't mention which one. But I tried to walk away one day, and they followed me on the road in a car, and about 3 or 4 of them, they stopped me and told me to get in the car. And when I got in the car, one of them hit me, knocked me down, and took me back. And actually, the way I got away from there was I had to go to jail to get away from there.
A lot of these crew leaders just take the people that drink because they can give them a meal and a bottle of wine, and a lot of them will take that to pay. They're satisfied because I know the camps that we were on, the crew leader would do that.
How much liquor did they consume?
Well, he was giving out anywhere from a pint to a fifth every night when they came in from work.
It's really not a type of life for anyone that really want to try to get somewhere in life. And most migrants that I've seen, they more or less have been that way from on up through the years. You see a lot of kids out there right now, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and no doubt their parents that they're with right now, they came up the same way, just like they did.
It's not a good element for a person. It's not a good element to live in because, this is like I said before. I don't mean to repeat, but the living conditions is no good at all. And the food you can't stand to talk about. But you're doing a lot of work.
It is uncommon to find migrants willing to discuss conditions in the camp. They are usually afraid of retribution by the crew chief or his enforcers. It is just as unusual for migrants to seek legal help. But more and more are. One reason is because they now have somewhere to go. This is the headquarters of the Farm Workers Legal Project of the American Civil Liberties Union in Cape Charles. It is here migrants find they have rights and can get legal counsel. So far, it is one of the few organizations willing to help.
Migrant farm workers are truly the most powerless group in American society today.
Cooper Garrity, supervising attorney for the Farm Workers Legal Project.
Since they most frequently come from very poor educational backgrounds and are not offered any work incentive programs or educational training programs, manual training programs, the normal avenues of individual self-improvement are denied to them. So you have people that it's in no one's political interest to represent these people because they can't swing any votes and they can't contribute to any campaigns.
This is a migrant camp near Mapsville on the eastern shore. 75 people live here. They were all brought here by the crew chief, Beaver Campbell. He is somewhat of a godfather to these people. He takes care of their every want and settles their dispute. And beyond a doubt, he is the most powerful crew chief on all of the eastern shore. You have absolute control over the 100 people here, what goes on here. You're the one.
That's right, I'm the man.
Beaver Campbell looks like he belongs in the Pittsburgh Steelers defensive line. A powerful 6'2", 300 pounds of muscle, he keeps tight control over the activities at his camp. The things the migrants at Lakeside Homes described, alcohol, prostitution, and violence, have all been associated with Beaver. But so far, no migrant has testified against Beaver, although the U.S. Justice Department has investigated him. The case was dismissed for lack of evidence. These migrants owe their life to men like Beaver, but not only their life, they owe him their wages too. Beaver and his boys have an economic control over the migrants that's sometimes impossible to break.
People say that the crew leader sells the workers cigarettes at exorbitant prices, bottles of cheap wine at 3 or 4 times what they cost, that they sell liquor at fantastic prices. You do that?
Well, no, not me. I don't. Selling that alcohol beverage like that. I'm up here to do a job, and I can't do my job with a bunch of drunks out there in the field. Pretty soon the man gonna run me away, see?
I know of people have told me they have purchased alcohol at that camp from him and also from people who appear to be working for him.
At exorbitant prices?
Depends what your definition of exorbitant is. I've heard cost of 75 cents to $1 for a can of beer, $3.50 for a half pint of wine, or pint of wine, $4.50 for a half pint of cheap vodka. I consider that exorbitant.
That $1 can of beer or $4.50 for a half pint of cheap vodka all comes out of the migrants' wages. But that's only part of the crew chief's added income and economic stranglehold. Crew chiefs also sell cigarettes and food.
Sell cigarettes.
How much a pack?
And food. I sell my cigarettes 75 cents a pack.
And your food?
$2.35.
For?
A full meal.
Consisting of?
What?
Sandwiches? Or?
Well, sandwiches, that don't consist of sandwich. That's a meal, it's a full meal, you know, boiled food.
Beaver's full meal costs $2.35. Seconds cost $2.35 too. If a migrant eats 3 meals a day, buys a pack of cigarettes and 2 beers, he's spent a day's wages. But the crew chiefs also make money in other ways. Some deal in drugs and prostitution. And like everything else, they get their cut off the top.
Any women in here?
Well, yeah, we got women. If I didn't have no women, I couldn't keep some of these men.
Not those kind of women? Not those kind of women?
What kind of?
Any prostitutes?
Oh, no, I don't have any prostitutes.
People do tell me that there are prostitutes on the camp. It is one of those camps, as I say, that perhaps because it's so large and perhaps because it's right on the highway, as few other camps are, that you get more activity on the camp of all descriptions. People have told me there are prostitutes on the camp.
With 10 cents on every bucket of tomatoes picked, selling food and cigarettes, beer, wine, and liquor, with control over drugs and prostitution, it's the crew chief who makes the money. Beaver is rumored to make $100,000 a year.
It's not a big deal on money. This is more headache than it is money. It all depends on what the farmer thinks. I mean, you know, a crew leader might get back to Florida about $7,000. He don't wait the season. $6,000, $7,000.
$6,000 or $7,000 a year is an incredibly low income for anyone who runs an operation with 4 or 5 vehicles and drives a 1 or 2 year old or new Cadillac and has an additional Cadillac that he owns. Perhaps he was talking about after he paid all his expenses, at the end of the year he had $6,000 or $7,000 in the bank after he bought his Cadillacs and his paid for his transportation.
Why do they stay? Obviously, with the camp's economic system, migrants can become so indebted to a crew chief they are unable to leave. And secondly, there's always the threat of violence for those who try and escape.
I talked to 2 people last year while I was over here, and at their request informed the FBI that they were held in that camp against their will.
I don't hold anybody against their will. If a person wanted to leave my camp, he didn't want to work for me no more, I would talk to him and, you know, try to get him to help me out, stay and help me. And if he just determined to go, he just go. And you can see ain't no fence around this camp. Somebody want to go there and go. I know a lot of people that broke out of San Quentin.
You really sound like a rather nice fella.
Well, I try to be good. I mean, I ain't perfect. I'm not perfect. Ain't nobody perfect but the Almighty.
It was 3 weeks ago the Hampton Gulls announced they were folding, adding another name to the pro sports grave in Tidewater. But before they went under, we took our cameras to the Gulls game and placed a wireless microphone on referee Charlie Barnfield. Here's one last unique look at the Gulls and the man in the middle.
They don't like me.
The man you love to hate. The man who can take your favorite team's fortunes and turn them around like a bad stock purchase. The man in the middle.
I didn't know the fans liked me this much here.
28-year-old Charlie Barnfield is at work. He's the referee assigned to the Maine Mariners Hampton Gulls hockey game. During the next 60 minutes of play, he'll skate 5 miles, make 100 judgment calls, be booed when the call is against the Gulls, and applauded when it's in their favor. If the Gulls lose, it will be his fault. If they win, the fans will credit the players. It's a no-win, no-thanks job, and he loves it.
Hold sticks, guys. Let's have them flat.
Well, it's a tough job, and as you know, when you go out on the ice, you're only 50% right to each club anyway, so you don't have too much going for you as far as that is concerned. But overall, both teams, you know, they put up with a lot, and we have calls that are controversial at times. Unfortunately, maybe more controversial than others, and sometimes results in goals, and sometimes games are lost and won, and sometimes the blame is on us.
Number 29 for a slash. Let's go, Frank. You get any more, you go for another 2. Let's go. 29 slash. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Control is the name of the game. Hockey is unique in that the referee controls everything. He sets the tone of the game by his calls, letting players know just how much they can get away with.
Let's go, Bernsey. No, you're going to go for another one. Let's go, Steely. I want both of you.
But Barnfield and the other referees in the American Hockey League don't call all the penalties they see, as the fans certainly know.
If you wanted to call penalties pretty well right through the whole 3 periods, I think you probably could call them. There's so many different calls that could be made where the player isn't involved with the direct play of the puck or the puck carrier. You know, you might be a little, maybe a trip or a little interference or something, and we let things like that go, or at least we try to.
22, hook. Get in that box.
Barnfield could be described as a hardliner in the Cold War of hockey. He keeps players on a short leash, trying to avoid losing control of a game many say is already out of hand. But on the subject of bad calls, he's as honest as he is tough.
You can't go out there and really have an arrogant head, meaning, you know, you're always right. I'm going to be wrong, the next guy's going to be wrong. But if you admit your mistakes at time, I think the players understand, because they make mistakes too.
Players aren't the only ones Barnfield has to contend with. There are 3,500 fans just waiting for him to make a mistake.
Now, why don't you call one sometime, you bum? You ought to get your ticket and go up in the stands. You're not calling the game.
I don't think you'd be honest with yourself if you didn't hear the fans. I don't care who you are. We don't like to have rabbit's ears, but you hear them to a certain point. You put 35 to 5,500 people in a building. You'd be lying if you didn't hear them.
Now you can drop it.
Straighten them up now. Straighten them up. Steely.
But besides the players and the fans, there are other problems the ref must deal with, like bad ice.
This happened the other night, too. You gotta watch it skating along the boards there, Blake. Yeah. They're running at you all the time.
And mechanical problems like a malfunctioning clock.
clock stopped up there. We got to reset it.
How much time did you lose?
It should be 16:25.
All right, you're gonna have to reset then.
Yeah.
You're gonna reset it now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All set? Keep an eye on it now, all right? They lost 25 seconds on the clock, so now it's back to 16:25. All right, so just keep an eye on it, all right? I told them to have an alternate clock. Blake, they lost 25 seconds on the clock. It was 16:50, now it's 16:25 in your favor. So just keep an eye on it if there's any complaints, all right? Sorry, Patty.
But basically his job is to officiate, keep the game moving, and the players from killing one another.
Keep the elbows down and you both go.
Come on, you're gonna shoot it! Right ahead! Right ahead! Oh, you're crazy! You're crazy! You dumb jerk! God! Did you see that? No, it's stinking. You don't know what a high stick looks like!
Get lost! Don't come over here. I don't call dives. Get out of here.
While you may not see it from the stands, Barnfield talks to the players and, surprisingly enough, calls them by their nicknames.
Right out of that crease, Steelsy. Come on, Bernsey.
I have been noted for talking to players, and I know it shouldn't be done. Sometimes, you know, you might have a little fracas happen, and maybe you just catch them off balance by calling them by their name or something. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe, you know, it should be just numbers. Sometimes that's what I say. But you try to catch the guys off balance, and there's no question that conversation, communication is the best means to stop an altercation of any type, really. If they're going to go, they're going to go fine and dandy. But if you can talk to them, you know, the linesman get in there, break them up. Okay, take it easy, you know, it goes a long way.
Okay, let's go, Patty. Come on, Barnsey. Don't throw any cheap ones. Patty. That's it, Patty. Get lost. Use your bloody head, will ya?
Oh, he's at home, eh?
Patty, any more? You're going for 10. Now get lost. He's not doing a thing. Get out of here.
Let's go. Come on.
That altercation ended and Barnfield back in control. The period ends. Coming back into the locker room between periods, the referees relax and do what any hockey fan does while the ice is being resurfaced. They talk about the game.
The game in general, they're pretty well sticking to hockey.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
There's a couple infractions maybe could have been called, but the way they're playing, it's good up and down hockey. And
even that little fracas behind the net didn't develop into anything. They just looked at each other and
that's right.
You know, said a couple of kindnesses.
Sure.
How was the weather up in Maine? And
yeah, that's all.
the weather conditions the same there as they are here. You know, that's what all these guys say. But I think the crowd are enjoying the game.
Mm-hmm. How much of the crowd out there, would you say?
I don't know. They got about 3,500, I guess, about their average crowd.
What is that? Have you read that song yet about the officials? It says something about the noose. Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I haven't been.
Yeah. That's the ovation we had when we went out there first.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. Yeah.
It makes the job worthwhile.
Yeah.
You walk out there and
we didn't hear that. We wouldn't like it, would we?
No.
As the fans wait for the final period, Maine leads 1-0. As the final 20 minutes get underway, the hopeful shout their encouragement.
Way to play, D! Way to play! Good play, D! Come on, take him out! Hit him! Take him out, Frankie!
But just as things seem to be looking up for the Gulls, Maine scores again. The Gull goalie disagrees.
Right through you. Get back in that net. 1, 2, 12. Number 12. And it went right between your legs. If it was that long, you know damn well I would have blew it.
As the clock ticks off the seconds, the pressure begins to build, and tempers begin to flare.
Hey, guys. Hey, listen. You don't have nothing yet. If you're going to take one, take a good one. Now, let's go over in the corner.
Appreciation Night on Friday, February 3rd, stopped by the Booster Club.
There's not going to be any screwing around. You want to screw around, you're going to screw around the penalty box for 10 minutes. That's it.
But the warning wasn't heeded. With 1:45 left in the game, the Gulls' Pat Russell bumps main goalie Rick St. Croix, with Mariner Drew Cullender coming to the defense. And the brawl was on.
Buzzy! Don't let him throw him, Buzz. Okay, Steely! Bang! Yee! Lee, get out of there! Langsy! He's not hurting him, Langsy! Okay, I know what! That's it, guys. Pick him up, King. Okay, Drew, Patty, let's go.
Did you lose control tonight? I would like to think that I didn't. Things like that happen. As you know, there was only about, I would think, 7 or 8 penalties up to that point. Now, the goalkeeper's behind the net. Next thing leads to another. A guy hits the goalkeeper. Player comes over, hits him, and then bingo. You got a circus going on right there. So, I don't know. Things like that happen at time to time. They're going to happen again. They're going to happen to me. We just hope that they don't happen, that much.
Matty, let's go in the box. Come on, Pat. I got him up there. Come on. Lazy, don't throw any suckers. Come on, we had
I'm not gonna sucker him. Come on, what do you know?
Let's go, guys.
He won't fucking sucker.
Okay, just leave go open. Come on. He's all right. We better get him patched up, Langs. Okay, might as well get lost too. The dressing room. John, you're gone. Sit down, Frank. Don't throw nothing. We got enough problems. Bobby, they're both going to be gone. Get him out of here, Paul. Get him out. Get John out of here. He's gone. He's gone. They're gone. Let's go. Get him out of here, too. Get the coach out of here. We're going to have more problems before. He's gone now.
Hockey has been criticized for its violence stemming from brawls just like that. But the sport responds by saying they're cracking down by levying stiff fines. That brawl was only the 3rd in the AHL season. And the stiff fines levied? AHL Commissioner Jack Butterfield told us each player that left the bench was slapped with a $50 fine. And Gulls coach John Brophy was also tagged, but Butterfield wouldn't say how much, although it was probably around $300. The ironic part is that the team usually pays the fines for the players, further diluting the impact to curb violence and making it tougher for the man in the middle.
Thank you.